Shalom, shalom. This is another message of daily edification being brought to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. All praises due. Peace and salutations to you. Rod of Iron and the 1/3 and the elect out there listening and learning. Brother Matthias with another breakdown today. I wanted to touch on some that I read from the comment boards today that I thought would be kind of interesting because we're still kind of stuck on the genealogy of things, you know, Esau and Japhet. So I read some that was interesting. This is from Laureen McFarland, and they wrote the book of Jasher, chapter 90, verse 7 through 9, 28, 30, and 31 show that the people of Edom and Japhet eventually became one people. All right. Then she said, this occurred when Zepho, the grandson of Esau, was made ruler of Chittim over the descendants of Japhet. And it says from Romans Live, it shows that Chittim, the Romans, became one with Japhet, but there are still other lines of Japhet descendants that aren't Chittim. So there's still much confusion going on about, you know, the bloodlines and who's who, because it's kind of hard for us to let go of this Esau thing, because this was driven into us hard when the when we were awoken by the camps. They drove this Esau being a white man in so hard, it's hard to let it go. And truth be told, look, it doesn't have anything to do with our salvation, who they are. All right. But you want to call the devil by his real name, so I understand that. As far as I'm concerned, I go with the scripture. All right. The Japhite is a so-called white man. You know, it's been proven already. The so-called Arab or Esau, you know, those are the Arabs over there. They keep saying Esau means red, 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 red. Okay, let me show y'all something real quick. It says that he was ruddy. All right, I just want to show you something real quick to show you what the Bible means when it says ruddy. All right. Let's see. This is a ruddy horse. All right, let me show y'all. Now, do you see him? Do you see him? That horse is not white, okay? That horse is not white. That's what it means. Ruddy is like a dark red color like that, you know. This was driven into us so hard, you know, from these camps, man. It is hard for us to let go. That's what it means when it says ruddy. It's like a dark red. That's what color these Arabs are, man. They damn near black as me. Some of them blacker than I am. Okay, but I want to go to the book of Jasher, which is, you know, canonical with the Bible, with the 66 books. All right, let me just get a little background. All right, with the book of Jasher, you can find the book of Jasher mentioned in 2 Samuel chapter 1 and 18. All right, and you can also go Joshua chapter 10. All right, verse 13. I'll read it. It says, and the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is it not written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hasted not to go down about a whole day. And that's written in the book of Jasher, chapter 88, if you ever want to read. So the book of Jasher is mentioned in the scriptures, okay? So without further ado, let's go to the book of Jasher, chapter 90. And I wanted to read from there. All right. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, this is the book of Jasher, chapter 90, starting at verse 1. At that time, in the 5th year, after the children of Israel had passed over Jordan, after the children of Israel had rested from their war with the Canaanites, at that time, great and severe battles arose between Edom and the children of Chittim. And the children of Chittim fought against Edom. All right. So, I told you the Edomites were like Arabs. All right. That's what Edomites are. Okay. They're not the white man. Chittim, actually, those are like the Greeks. Matter of fact, let me cut from here real quick, and we'll go to the Apocrypha real quick, and we're gonna hit First Maccabees, chapter 1. To find it real quick. All right, First Maccabees, chapter 1. Verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, we know that's Alexander the Crete, who came out of the land of Chittim, has smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. So we know the Greeks. All right, that's Chittim. All right, there's no denying that. Now let's go back to the book of Jasher. All right, starting at verse 2. And Abianus, king of Chittim, all right, went forth in that year, that is, in the 31st year of his reign, and a great force with him of the mighty men of the children of Chittim, the mighty men of the children of Chittim, all right, and he went to Seir to fight against the children of Esau. So these are Japhites warring against Esau, the ones that you claim is the so-called white man. Okay, Esau are the Arabs. All right, Arab means mingled seed. Esau went down and married Canaanite wives, and he mingled himself against the Arabs. Okay, that's why he has a ruddy complexion, like a dark, damn near brownish red. It's brown with red hues in it. That's what it means. Don't mean a white man. All right. So you got the Greeks fighting the Arabs. That's it. Verse 3. And Hadad, the king of Edom, heard of his report, and he went forth to meet him with a heavy people and strong force, and engaged in battle with him in the field of Edom. So they fighting in their own territory. The Edomites are fighting, all right, the Japhites. Now, what did the Japhite, what did it say? In Genesis 9:27, it says that Japhet was going to enlarge his borders. That's what he's doing now, okay? All right. Book of Jasher, chapter 90, verse 4. And the hand of Chittim prevailed over the children of Esau. And the children of Chittim slew of the children of Esau 22,000 men, and all the children of Esau fled before them. So, so-called Arabs, Esau, they got their ass handed to them by the Japhites because they were enlarging their border the way Genesis 9:27 said they would. And the children of Chittim pursued them, and they reached Hadad, king of Edom, who was running before them, and they caught him alive and brought him to Abianus, king of Chittim. And Abianus ordered him to be slain, and Hadad, king of Edom, died in the 48th year of his reign. Verse 7. And the children of Chittim continued their pursuit of Edom, and they smote them with a great slaughter, and Edom became subject to the children of Chittim. This explains how Herod, all right, was given a position of authority over us in Jerusalem to the Romans, because the Romans are also Japhites. That's just another brand of Chittim, all right? Still a so-called white man. Because the Romans absorbed the Greek Empire. It became the Greco-Roman Empire. Then they just went and Rome was dominating. But the Edomites were still subject to, all right, Chittim. And where did they dwell? They were all in Jerusalem and everywhere. They ruled everywhere, right? That brings to light Genesis 9:27. And I will enlarge the borders of Japhet, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem. That's what happened. So that's prophecy fulfilled. Verse 8. And the children of Chittim ruled over Edom. See that? So, and the children of Chittim, that's so-called white man, ruled over Edom. All right? So-called Arabs. And Edom became under the land of the children of Chittim, and became one kingdom from that day. All right? One kingdom. They're not the same people. They are one kingdom, with one being subject to the other. So you still can't call a Edomite a white man. You can't do it. Verse 9. And from that time they could no more lift up their heads, and their kingdom became one with the children of Chittim. All right? So the Edomites became one with Chittim. Okay? They became one because they were in subject to the children of Chittim. All right? Verse 10. And Abianus placed officers in Edom. Okay? And all the children of Edom became subject and tributary to Abianus, and Abianus turned back to his own land of Chittim. So they ruled over the Edomites. The Edomites got their ass whooped, all right, by the Japhites. Okay? And they ruled over them all the way until when the Romans took over. And the Romans did the same thing that the Greeks did. They dwelt in the tents of Shem, and they put into subjugation, all right, the Edomites. Like I say, that's why Herod, the Tetrarch, was in charge. All right. Verse 11. And when he returned, he renewed his government and built for himself a spacious and fortified palace for a royal residence, and reigned securely over the children of Chittim and over Edom. Okay? That's Abianus. So, that's how that went down. Now, let's get a little background on Herod. Get a little background on Herod. This is Matthew chapter 2, verse 3. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. So, Herod, we know, he was an Edomite. All right? Meaning that he was a so-called Arab. And during this time, the children of Chittim were still in rulership, right? That's the Roman Empire. Let me show y'all something real quick. Got to find out who is exactly the descendants of Japhet. All right, the biblical descendants of Japhet would be the Greeks, which is Javan, the Medes, which is Madai, and the Romans. All right, much of the ancient technology known in Ur and in Egypt have been reintroduced to the Japhites centuries later. However, once the ancient Europeans had assimilated the technology, the Greeks and Romans ruled the world for a millennium after the fall of Jerusalem. So, there he is right there. Okay? Facts. Facts. Now, let's deal with Herod. Herod, translation is Herodes, and which means heroic. All right. So let me give a little breakdown on Herod. The name, and I'm reading from the Blue Letter Bible. I'm reading from the Blue Letter Bible, Greek translation, the interlinear section, and it gives you an outline of biblical usage on Herod. This is where I'm coming from, if you ever want to read it yourself. And it's coming from Matthew chapter 2, verse 3. You hit interlinear on the Blue Letter Bible and then go to outline of biblical usage. And you'll find the word Herod. And then it's going to say heroic, which is what the name Herod means. So this is what, this is about Herod and the name of their family, all right? The name of a royal family that flourished among the Jews in the times of Hamashiach and the apostles. Herod the Great was the son of Antipater of Idumea, meaning that Idumea is Edom, the Edomites. He was appointed king of Judea, BC 40, by the Roman Senate. All right, that's Chittim. By the Roman Senate at the suggestion of Antony and with the consent of Octavian. He at length overcame the great opposition which the country made to him and took possession of the kingdom BC 37. And after the battle of Actium, he was confirmed by Octavian, whose favor he never enjoyed. He was brave and skilled in war, learned and sagacious, but also extremely suspicious and cruel. We all know Herod was cruel. Hence, he destroyed the entire royal family of the Hasmoneans, put to death many of the Jews that opposed his government, and proceeded to kill even his dearly beloved wife, Miriam, of the Hasmonean line, and his 2 sons she had borne him. By these acts of bloodshed, and especially by his love and imitation of Roman customs, see, so he wasn't Roman. Herod wasn't a Roman. He was an Edomite, given authority by the Romans, which is Chittim. All right? So all this lines up. Roman customs and institutions by the burdensome taxes imposed upon his subjects. He so alienated the Jews that he was unable to regain their favor by his splendid restoration of the temple and other acts of munificence. He died in the 70th year of his age, the 37th year of his reign, the 4th before the Dionysian era, and his closing years, John the Baptist and Yahushua Mashiach were born. Matthew narrates that he commanded all male children under 2 years old in Bethlehem to be slain. Now that's Herod, the Edomite, all right? So, next outline is B. Herod Antipas was the son of Herod the Great of Malthus, a Samaritan woman. After the death of his father, he was appointed by the Romans Tetrarch of Galilee and Perea. His first wife was the daughter of Aretas, king of Arabia. You hear that? But he subsequently repudiated her and took to himself Herodias, the wife of his brother Herod Philip. And in consequence, Aretas, his father-in-law, made war against him and conquered him. He cast John the Baptist into prison because John had rebuked him for this unlawful connection, and afterwards, at the instigation of Herodias, he ordered him to be beheaded. So, John the Baptist was he was getting in Herod's ass for sleeping with his brother's wife. But why would he do that? Because we're related. That's still our brother. The Edomites are our brothers. And it just said Arabia, they married within their own. Right here, right? He says, after the death of his father, he was appointed by the Romans Tetrarch of Galilee and Perea. His first wife was the daughter of Aretas, king of Arabia. Ain't no body from Chittim gonna marry no Arab. They married within their own. So that shows you right there that they was Arabs, okay? Now, let's move down here to where I was. He cast John the Baptist into prison because John had rebuked him for this unlawful connection. See, even Edom knew that it was wrong to be sleeping with your brother's wife because, guess what? They're Hebrew Edomites. They're still Hebrew. They're still supposed to go by the laws that we went by, all right? And afterwards, the instigation of Herodias, he ordered him to be beheaded. Induced by her, too, he went to Rome to obtain from the emperor the title of king. But in consequence of the accusations brought against him by Herod Agrippa I, Caligula banished him in AD 39 to Lugdunum in Gaul, where he seems to have died. He was light-minded, sensual, and vicious. So, Caligula was a Japhite. He was a Roman. We've all heard of Caligula, I hope. All right? So, he had authority over the Herodians. All right? Just like it says in Jasher. They ruled over the Edomites. All right? So, all this lines up. All right? Outline C. Herod Agrippa the first was the son of Aristobulus and Bernice, and grandson of Herod the Great. After various changes in fortune, he gained the favor of Caligula and Claudius to such a degree that he gradually obtained the government of all of Palestine with the title of king. He died in Caesarea AD 44 at the age of 54, and the seventh or the fourth reckoning from the extension of his dominions by Claudius, year of his reign, just after having ordered James the apostle, son of Zebedee, to be slain, and Peter to be cast into prison. You can find that in Acts 12, verse 21. All right, outline D. Herod Agrippa II, son of Herod Agrippa I. When his father died, he was a youth of 17. In AD 48, he received from Claudius Caesar the government of Chalcis, with the right of appointing the Jewish high priest, together with the care and oversight of the temple at Jerusalem. 4 years later, Claudius took from him Chalcis and gave him instead a larger domain in Batanea, Trachonitis, and Gaulonitis, with the title of king. To those reigns, Nero in AD 53 added Tiberius and Tarichae and Perennian Julius with 14 neighboring villages. He is mentioned in Acts chapter 25 and 26. In the Jewish war, although he strove in vain to restrain the fury of the seditious and bellicose populace, he did not desert the Roman side. After the fall of Jerusalem, he was vested with praetorian rank and kept the kingdom entire until his death. So they made this fool a praetorian, and he was an Edomite. All right? After the fall of Jerusalem, he was vested with praetorian rank and kept the kingdom entire until his death, which took place in the 3rd year of the emperor Trajan, the 73rd year of his life, and the 52nd of his reign. He was the last representative of the Herodian dynasty. Okay? He was the last one. So the Herodian dynasty were Edomites that served under the Romans, pursuant to the book of Jasher, chapter 90. So, let me find a precept real quick that we can line it up. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let me get the precept. This is Deuteronomy 28. I'm gonna find it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 36. And it says, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. All right. And then it says, Deuteronomy 28:49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as Japheth enlarged his borders. All right. As swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. All right. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. So, they come from afar. That means they have to expand their borders. That's Japheth. Those are Japhites, man. Okay. And it says that a language, a tongue that thou shalt not understand. Japhites speak a Germanic language. We didn't know nothing about that. Esau spoke the same thing we spoke. That was our brother. We communed with him. He spoke Hebrew just like we did, because he's a Hebrew Edomite. We're Hebrew Israelites. That was the only difference. See? And the Hebrew Edomites, those are Arabs. So there's really no way around this. Y'all can fight it, you know. And that was a good plug, you know, in the book of Jasher, chapter 90. That's a good read. But all it shows is that, yeah, they merged nations because they were tributary to them. It didn't mean that they mixed and became one people. No. You still had Chittim and you still had Edom. Period. Chittim, they enlarged their borders. And then let me hit at Genesis 9:27. All right. It says, the Most High shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. So, the Canaanites, those were the Arabs, man. And were they not? Were they not serving the Japhites? You just heard. I just read you that entire passage. Talking about the Herodians. They were Edomites, but were they serving Rome? Yes, they were. They weren't in charge. They were given their authority through the Roman Caesars, Caligula and Trajan and all of them. Those were the ones that authorized the Edomites to do what they were doing. They were not in control. Okay. Let me get one more precept. This is let me see. This is Genesis 28:6. When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Padan Aram to take him a wife from thence, and that he blessed him, he gave him a charge, saying, thou shalt not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. All right. Now let's go to verse 7. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother and was gone to Padan Aram. Verse 8. And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father. Verse 9. Here's the meat. Then went Esau unto Ishmael, and took unto the wives which he had Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebaioth, to be his wife. So, Esau went to the Canaanites. All right. So he mixed himself among the Arabs. Not Chittim. All right. Edom. Esau. Okay. So, I don't know if it could be broken down any clearer than that. I know y'all still want to blame this white man for being Esau. He's not Esau, man. He's Chittim. He's Japhet. All right. So, I pray that you were edified off of this. All right. And giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All praises due. Peace and salutations to you, rod of iron. Y'all keep me working. So, but it's cool. I love it. I pray that y'all were edified. Don't stop your posts, please. Keep putting them up there because I do read as many as I can. You know, I learn from y'all too, okay? So, just giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Quickly prepare for the next message coming your way. All right? Talk to y'all soon. Love y'all much. All right? It's your brother Matthias out. Shalom.